Welcome back to the At the Bar series. Now, I've got a little bit of a confession to make. I've got to come clean. On every other At the Bar series, we've just changed outfits one after the other and pretended that we were filming over 4 weeks. The reality is we batch all of this content. We teach our clients to batch the content, and we're doing that again today. And Rosie and I really couldn't be bothered changing outfits constantly for you. So here we are, we're going to roll out the content for the next 4 weeks. I have the pleasure today of being joined by Rosie from AdNews, the editor at AdNews, and you've been the editor there for the last 2 years, with over 9 years experience all up here and in the UK. Got a lot of expertise to share with us from many industry leaders that you've spoken with throughout the years. So tell us a little bit about your career.
Well, I fell into both journalism and fell into writing about marketing and advertising when I was back in the UK, and instantly fell in love with it. And I think that's kind of been the driving force between doing it and being successful at it, if you can say that. But I think I just have a real passion for brands and for advertising and for what marketers do. And I think that's just really pushed me to kind of follow it through.
Well, I think you definitely can say you've had a successful career. And what would you say are some of the highlights and also some of the low points or struggles in getting to where you are today?
I think the highlights for any journalist is that what we do for a living is we meet interesting people and we get to ask fascinating questions, and questions that most people don't get the opportunity to ask. So that's the best thing about my job, meeting incredibly intelligent people and asking them everything I've ever wanted to know about what they do. The hard thing is that it's all based on relationships and networking and knowing people, and moving here from the UK 3 years ago, I had to kind of start that almost from scratch, because you move to a new country, it's the same industry, but you have to know people and you have to know the right people to call for your stories, the right people to ask questions and just to get in front of people. So, I mean, the hardest thing is also the best thing, because I then had to just go and meet a whole bunch of new people, you know, get in their face, get them knowing me and get to know them. So it's a hard thing, but it's a good challenge to have.
So being a journo and having a passion for asking questions of other people, this must be the least favourite seat for you right now.
It is. It's always uncomfortable being on the other side of the equation, because usually I get to ask the questions. So being put on the spot and answering them, it's a little bit nerve-wracking.
And how did you overcome some of these problems that you're talking about, moving to Australia, meeting new people? How did you go about that?
I think I just jumped right in. I've always kind of been pretty confident in what I'm doing. I feel confident in that I know enough about my industry. I love asking questions, so it's not off-putting. Both the industry that we're in, advertising, and also journalism, you can't kind of be scared of those things. You have to just jump right in and make it work.
And for you, what are the key things that you look for when publishing a specific story?
When you're publishing a story, you're always looking for what's going to be interesting to the reader. It's like journalism 101, publishing 101 is what's interesting to your audience, and then tailoring what you write for that audience. So just knowing what they're going to both find interesting, find relevant, find something useful in, which is one of our, the core thing that we do is we help people in the industry do their job better. So what does a marketer or a creative director or a media planner, what do they learn about their job? What do they learn about the big picture in the industry? What do they see other people doing that they can learn from what we read and take away and think, oh, I can do that, or I could apply some of that logic to what I'm doing.
Excellent. Well, I think that's all we've got time for today. So we're going to leave you guys there, and Rosie will be joining us for the next 3 weeks running. Cheers.